Guess what time it is, everybody? That's right, it is new video series time. I really hope that you enjoyed the How Catholic Are You series over the course of the summer, but we figured that it was time for me to cede some of the spotlight back to the rest of the parish staff and other members of our parish family. But I'm still going to kick off this next series so you guys know what to expect and what's coming. So I welcome you to the very first episode of Hidden Miracles. Now, Hidden Miracles is a series about the vast variety of miracles that we find, specifically in the New Testament. Sometimes, there are specific miracles which Jesus performs that we are very familiar with, that appear in the liturgical calendar, on the reading schedule at Sunday Masses, but there's a lot that we don't talk about. And so we're going to be sharing a number of different miracles from throughout the New Testament with you, both performed by Jesus and by some of his disciples in the Acts of the Apostles, because they performed quite a few miracles themselves. So, to kick things off, I'm going to start us off with a passage from Acts of the Apostles, chapter 9. Now in Joppa, there was a disciple named Tabitha, which translated means Dorcas. She was completely occupied with good deeds and almsgiving. Now during those days she fell sick and died, so after washing her, they laid her out in a room upstairs. Since Lydda was near Joppa, the disciples, hearing that Peter was there, sent 2 men to him with the request, "Please come to us without delay." So Peter got up and went with them. When he arrived, they took him to the room upstairs where all the widows came to him weeping and showing him the tunics and cloaks that Dorcas had made while she was with them. Peter sent them all out and knelt down and prayed. Then he turned to her body and said, "Tabitha, rise up." She opened her eyes, saw Peter, and sat up. He gave her his hand and raised her up, and when he had called the holy ones and the widows, he presented her alive. This became known all over Joppa, and many came to believe in the Lord. And he stayed a long time in Joppa with Simon, a tanner. When I first read this miracle, this passage from Acts of the Apostles, I was completely blown away. I had no idea that the apostles also raised people from the dead after Jesus had ascended into heaven and sent them out to go proclaim the good news among the nations. But right there we have a very definitive example of Peter raising this woman, Tabitha or Dorcas, from the dead. I think this is so important to talk about because a lot of the times we kind of think of, Jesus is here, and then he leaves, and he goes and he sends the apostles out merely to evangelize. Well, in reality, Jesus gave some of his power to the disciples in giving them the ability to literally raise the dead and heal the sick. There's a number of other miracles that were performed by Peter, Paul, and any number of different disciples throughout the Acts of the Apostles, which we're so excited to share with you guys. But hopefully this gives you a good idea of what to expect, and hopefully you'll come across some miracles that you've never heard of before over the course of this series. With the first episode of Hidden Miracles, I've been Regis O'Neill. We look forward to seeing you right back here on Friday when Sister Mary Rose shares her miracle with us. Thank you very much.